Hey, beautiful. Now, today's special guest is a serial entrepreneur and philanthropist. He's the co-founder of Thoughts One Marketing, host of the new late night show Office Hours, and a top podcast for entrepreneurs, The Playbook. The three-time international best-selling author of Connected to Goodness, Compassionate Capitalism, and Game Time Decision-Making, High-Scoring Business Strategy. Became a multi-millionaire by the time he was 32, lost it all, filed for bankruptcy. Luckily, he made it all back again. He knows exactly how it feels like to go from sky high to rock bottom. As the chairman of the Unstoppable Foundation, his mission is to empower over 1 billion people worldwide to be happy. Without further ado, let's give a huge welcome to the Rebecca Davi Show, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, international speaker, and the chairman of the Unstoppable Foundation, David Meltzer, to the Rebecca Davi Show. How are you, David?
I am amazing. So blessed to be here. I never want to take for granted what other people are wishing for. And just to make sure everyone knows, I want to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. And I never limit myself, and you shouldn't limit yourselves either.
You've described your bankruptcy as one of the greatest things that has actually ever happened to you. Why would you say that?
Well, because I learned a valuable lesson about struggles, pains, mistakes, and failures. That they are a propeller. They propel us to something better. No matter how great you think you had it, that it actually is propelling us to something better and bigger to make our situation better. And it actually saved my life, to be honest. I was blessed 2 years before I lost everything to have a wife who told me I was doing things the wrong way, that I better take stock in who I was and what I wanted to become. And so I started directing my behavior and my values into gratitude to give me the right perspective, into forgiveness to give me peace in my life, to forgive myself so I could forgive others. You know, as a recovering lawyer, I live my life as so many of us do, in liability, blame, shame, and justification. And when I lost everything, I learned about accountability. I learned to ask myself and take control of my life and say, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy, I am happy. What am I doing to interfere with it? What did I do to interfere with all of the dreams that came through? What did I do to interfere with what I'm connected to and through the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source of light, love, and lessons? And that bankruptcy, that slap in the face, was just the same way that a child would reach out to put their hand in a fire and a parent would slap the hand to give them their acknowledgement that we don't want to do that. That bankruptcy was my slap in the hand. And what it did was shift a paradigm. You know, I have 4 beautiful children of my own, and someone had told me at that time, David, do you know the way you feel about your children? Do you know what you would do for your children? Do you know how you would invest in your children? Well, there is something that's far more powerful, far more all-knowing and omniscient and kind than you'll ever be. And that source feels the same way about you, except for it's not ignorant and humble. It is all powerful. And when I realized that, that slap in the hand of losing everything was only propelling me to something better. And here I've made everything back a different way, by being of service and of value, by creating value for others, by being accessible, by being humble, by asking for help instead of making it happen, instead of going to get healthy, wealthy, happy, and worthy. I am healthy, happy, wealthy, and worthy. And I just figure out every day, for minutes and moments, what I'm doing to interfere with it.
I love that. I love that so much, David. It's like everything that we go through in life, whether it's good or bad, it's steering us where we're meant to be.
Yeah, well, that purpose, that faith is a GPS, but it's the ultimate GPS. Not only will it get us back on track, reroute us, but it will change our destination. As much as we think we want a certain destination, it's the ultimate GPS, because it'll change our destination to something better. And I have lived my life on purpose with faith, faith being a currency, the same as money. In that relationship I had with money changed because I knew that I always believe if I had a lot of money, I could buy happiness and love. Now money's equally as important, but it just allows me to shop. And if I shop for things for the right reasons and the right ideas, I'm going to be happy. If I shop for things to impress people I don't like, to buy things I don't need, I'm going to be very unhappy.
That's so true. Now, you mentioned accountability, and I know that's one of the four of your values. I know another one is effective communication, empathy, and also gratitude. And how did you come up with four of them?
The day that my wife told me she was going to leave me, which was 2 years before I lost everything, I'd come home after lying to her. I went to the Grammy Awards without telling her, and I was utilizing drugs and alcohol to numb myself from the interference that I created in my life. I wasn't happy. I had everything I ever dreamed of, but I lost, as I said, as I opened up, the appreciation. I took for granted what other people were wishing for, except for my wife saved my life by telling me that she wasn't happy and that I was going to end up dead. And she suggested to me that I should take stock in who I was. And so after I got over the anger, after I got over the blame, shame, and justification, and after I got over the fact that I did not hate my wife, I did not hate my dad, I hated myself, I then dove deep inside of myself to realize that I could only give meaning to everything I see, that I had to find inside of me what I wanted outside of me. And the four things I found inside of me was gratitude would give me perspective, empathy or forgiveness would give me peace, accountability would give me control, and effective communication would allow me to clear the interference between me and what I'm already connected to and through, and appreciate everything that I received. Appreciating it meaning add value to it, and then acknowledging what I had by giving it away. The only way we acquire the knowledge of what we have is to give it away. The only way we give it away is to have faith that we don't live in a world of not enough where we're victims. We don't live in that world of just enough to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't like. But there's a world of more than enough, an abundant world of everything, that it requires faith to give everything away, knowing that when we give it away, more will come. But you got to learn to ask for help and receive, because you can't give what you don't have. You have to appreciate what you have, which expands it with value, and then give it away, which gives you the acknowledgement, allows you to acquire the knowledge or learn the lessons of what you have so you can have more.
I know you're very big on giving things away and providing value, but I want to quickly touch in terms of manifestation and also faith, because I know you're huge on that. How did you get to that point of manifesting everything you truly desire?
It was with math. I started looking at things that, okay, when I don't know what I want or who can help me or how to get it done, and I can't prioritize those things, then I have nothing. See, the minute I think about what I want, the minute I instill the imagination, it goes from nothing to a possibility. See, the minute you tell me that, David, I'm going to invent something that's going to convert trash into energy, I'm going to clear all the landfills in the world by converting trash. The minute you tell me that, it's a possibility. Yes. Now, if you can become inspired, if you can clear the interference of what other people want for you, the laughs, the scoffs, people making fun of you, if you can get over the fear of what's missing or what you can't do, if you can get over that and clear the interference between you and everything, limitlessness and abundance and infinity, that possibility has a mathematical advancement called a probability. See, when you know what you want and you become inspired, when you must be what you can be, when you learn to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential, every possibility becomes a probability. Now, from probability, it's all discipline, strategy, and awareness in order to take that probability and make it your perspective. Through gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration, we can take a probability and make it your perspective, your reality. And so I take people through a manifestation process of, one, what do you want? Now it's a possibility. Let's become inspired to make it a probability. And let me show you pragmatically the discipline, the strategy, and awareness that it takes to make it your reality or your perspective. It is math to me, and utilizing time and thoughtfulness in order to effectuate the speed in which we can have exactly what we want at the right way at the perfect time, instituting the law of gravity that says we're exactly where we're supposed to be, the law of Goya, get off your ass and make it happen. That allows the law of attraction to take place. The law of attraction comes from the law of gravity and the law of Goya.
Oh, I love that. Oh, you're getting me fired up, David. Love it. Love the fact that you're big on when you manifest something, when you have something you truly desire, you have to manifest big. There's no point of playing small.
The first time I thought about telling my wife of my mission to empower over 1 billion people, I got the chills, but I also was afraid what everyone would think of me. You think you're Tony Robbins? You think you're Jesus Christ? How the heck are you going to do that? Who do you think you are? I'll tell you who I am. I walk with inside of me the abundant, greatest source, omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source. I know exactly who I am and what walks with me and walks within me. And you know what? I've decided that over 1 billion people, I'm still asking for crumbs. If there's 1 trillion universes, I got to think bigger and better at all times. I got to clear the interference of fear of what this limits are in our lives. And those are the people that manifest the greatest. You know, I tell this story about Jeff Bezos. You know, 25 years ago, if I met Jeff Bezos in his garage and he looked at me and said, David, someday I'm going to be the richest man on earth and I'm going to be worth over $1 trillion. I'm selling books out of my garage. Look, I'm a optimist. I'm more than an optimist. I most likely would have laughed at him. I wouldn't have believed him. But it didn't matter what I believed, does it? Why? Because he manifests the possibility of the probability. He made it his perspective. He took a bookstore out of his garage and made trillions of dollars and will continue to grow and expand because he doesn't ask for crumbs. Neither should you.
Yes. Know your worth and don't ask for crumbs. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Because as well as having like great gratitude, what do you usually do?
I have a philosophy that my tomorrow starts today. So my tomorrow starts at 9 p.m. tonight with an unwinding routine. See, the first action for my tomorrow is to put my mind, my body, and soul in a position to recover as an embodiment, but also to clear the interference subconsciously and unconsciously so I can download all that valuable energy and information so that when I wake up in the morning, I plateau and grow. I don't live the myth of Sisyphus that Camus wrote about in The Stranger. Most people live their life like tubes. Food in, food out, paycheck in, paycheck out. They live their life pushing a boulder to the top of the hill just to have it roll down in the morning to start over in the exact same place. Not me. My tomorrow starts today. I have an unwinding routine. I put myself into an elevated state. I take a download in a physical recovery so that when I wake up in the morning in complete gratitude at a higher frequency, I make a baseline through meditation to transcend the download that I received the night before. Not a meditation to get myself to a higher position, but to transcend the information I received while I was sleeping with no interference. My body is now rested and ready, and I plateau and grow using that baseline to know that when I am not at that frequency, stop. Do not go over, under, through, around, oversell, back and sell, lie, manipulate, or cheat. I just stop. I breathe. I put myself back to neutral, to center, back to the baseline, and then I roll in a higher frequency. I pursue my potential. I elevate myself by elevating others, celebrating others to celebrate myself, forgiving others by forgiving myself. I cannot give what I don't have. I focus in on receiving all the highest of all vibration that I can so I can give it all away, expand and grow and accelerate. And that's the secret for me. My tomorrow starts today at 9 p.m. with that unwinding routine.
Oh, I love that, David. I guess that comes with a high level of self-awareness. You have to really know oneself and really be in tune and flow with yourself.
And that only comes through humility, right? To know oneself is to know that we don't know, to be able to access the information instead of thinking that we have control, to allow ourselves to surrender. There's a great book, Surrender Experiment. And the problem that people have with surrendering is that they think it's in a counterintuitive or conflictual state to doing everything you can. See, surrendering for me is 3 things. 1, it's doing the best that I can. 2, learning lessons. And 3, having fun or being happy. So it's not counterintuitive that I allow things to happen. See, I just use my free will to clear the interference. I don't use my free will to go get what I already have. And it's a lot less resistance and a lot more efficient, effective, and statistically successful to clear the interference between you and everything than trying to go get what you want.
Yeah, so you're naturally letting things flow to you. You're allowing things to gravitate to you as opposed to chasing. What would you say is one of the biggest thing that you've learned?
The ability to ask for help. See,
Yeah.
I was worth so much at such a young age,
Mm.
and I thought that I did it all. I thought that, the ability that I had to not quit, to work, like a mule, that I could outwork anyone. But with all that energy, I was wasting it. And when
Mm.
I learned that the easiest and best thing I can do is allow myself to live in radical humility, to ask for help, to be more interested than interesting, to elevate others, to elevate myself, to celebrate others, to celebrate myself, to forgive others, to forgive myself. All these different things that I learned through humility are the greatest difference. And once again, money's an energy. I was blessed with the ability to attract abundance and money into my life. I now utilize my energy to remind, recollect, and remember what I'm connected to and through, that I don't have to go get it. I still utilize my energy in the same maximized proportion. I am very good with time and thoughtfulness. I'm very productive, accessible, and gracious, but I use and focus my energy with what I call the mathematical equation of faith. The mathematical equation of faith for me is, one, I'm going to pay attention to what I want, who can I help and who can help me, and how to get it done. I'm going to give all my intention to clearing its way. I'm going to give all what I think, what I say, what I do, what I believe, even take into consideration the unconscious quantum consciousness that I've been given, personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions that I've inherited, both genetically and energetically. So when I aggregate this mathematical equation of faith, what I pay attention to, what I want, who I can help, who can help, and how I'm going to get it done, and give it my intention, it will equal the coincidences in my life, a mathematical equation of faith, that all the coincidences that I want, or even better, will appear when I pay attention to and give intention to what I want.
Oh, that comes back to a quote that you usually use, being interesting rather than interesting. That all boils down to that, it sounds like.
It's a super lesson, being more interested than interesting, to ask open-ended questions and find open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed people, all stem from your ability to have an expansive view and perspective of being more interested, of seeking that which you want and allowing it to happen. You're exactly right, which is why it is one of my favorite quotes, one that I've held dear to my heart since I've been 18 years old. The other one is just simply to be kind to your future self by doing good deeds. That emotionally, we can't change the way we feel by outthinking it. You need to do good deeds. You need to take the higher action, the higher frequency, the higher vibration, by being kind to your future self and doing the right things, by living in truth, by pursuing your potential and doing good deeds.
Now, David, I know your mission is to empower over 1 billion people worldwide to be happy. What would you say true happiness means to you?
Happiness to me is the ability, right? It's a muscle. Happiness is a muscle. It's an ability to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your own potential, not what other people want for you, not what's missing, not what you don't want, but your own potential, whatever that may be, with the allowance of options and opportunities to change your mind. But happiness is derived from the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Happiness is derived from having those options and opportunities to do exactly what you want and enjoy it.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Now, one of the greatest things about you, the fact that you're always constantly giving back, you've got a free training session held every Friday at 11 a.m. PT. And it's all about empowering others to pursue their potential and find opportunities within especially these challenging times. Tell us more about that, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so for over 21 years, I've been doing free trainings every Friday. Trainings can be anything from sales to pitching to mommy issues to ultimate ego training to entrepreneurship, philanthropreneurship. I train on mindset, heart set, conscious continuum. over 21 years. We have quite a library of trainings. I also put them up on my podcast. As you mentioned, I have Entrepreneurs, the Playbook. So every Monday you can have the replays of the trainings. It's all free. We have over 50,000 people registered every week for the trainings. You can reach out to me, david@dmeltzer.com. We do it on Clubhouse, IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course on a webinar. You can join me for free. I give my books. The exercises are free. My mission is to empower you to make a lot of money, to help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun through all these different topics and trainings that we utilize. I think we've had habit machine training. There's just a variety of fun things that we do. So please join me or watch the past ones on all the different platforms and email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you need anything.
How can people connect with you? How can they follow your journey and see all your amazing work?
Oh, you're so blessed. Just my name, David Meltzer, on every platform. Google me, David Meltzer. But I do answer all my emails myself, david@dmeltzer.com. So if you want direct contact with me, DM me or email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you ebook, audiobook. I'll sign a copy, pay for it, ship it to you. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
Absolutely incredible. David, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing, providing great value to people out there and being fearless in your approach. And people need it, especially now more than ever.
You are a blessing. I appreciate you.
Likewise.
Let's do much more together.
Is it just me, or did David Meltzer get you totally fired up? If you wish to discover some of the greatest strategies to the road of revenue and happiness, you can join David Meltzer for his free training sessions every Friday at 11 a.m. PT. I repeat, that is 11 a.m. PT, and we'll place the link in the video's description. You've been watching The Rebecca Davi Show with me, your host, Rebecca Davi. Please give this video a thumbs up. That way even more people will see our videos. That way we can empower even more people to live a life full of greatness. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all. I read all of your amazing messages. Stay true to who you are. Keep smiling, keep shining, and most importantly, have a beautiful day.